Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. So, if you're brand new to this channel, and it's a very warm welcome to you, and if you are returning, then it's really lovely to see you back here again. So, let's get straight into it. So, I'm going to do a quick energy check just to see what's around you in love at the moment, just to make sure that this is your collective. You'll know pretty early on if this is going to be if this is going to be your collective or not, if the messages are starting to resonate with you. By the same token, this may not necessarily be your collective, but there could be a message in here that your team might be asking you to stay and listen to as well. So, just also to just keep that in mind. All right, so let's get straight into it. So I just want to see, so just what's currently around this main collective. I've already got cards trying to come through. So Spirit, what's in this main collective at the moment? Who are we channeling today? All right, so I'm just going to split the deck and just see what your overall ruling energy is at the moment. And we've got a couple of things coming through here. So we've got clock and we've got love as well. So this is obviously the energy between yourself and the person on your mind at the moment. So I think that there has been a lot of time between the two of you here. So I think that there is it's been some time since you've heard from this person. I think that there is probably distance between yourself and the person on your mind as well. So chances are you are separated by, so when I say distance, it could be emotional distance. It also could be physical distance as well. But I think that it has been some time since you have seen this person, actually locked eyeballs with this person. I think that it has been some time also between communication as well, not just necessarily seeing this person, but also between any kind of communication between the two of you. I do think that you would have taken this time in separation, though, to really focus on your healing. So really looking at your shadow, really tackling that shadow work as well is what I'm getting through, which is probably something that you've needed, which is what that clock is talking about here. And really, so, and then just confirming here that there is still love for this person, though. So even though there's been a lot of time between communication here, I think that you've still got a lot of love for this person. So unconditional love, but also self-love as well. So oneness, passion, attraction. So not only do you still have a lot of love for this person that's on your mind, even though there's been a lot of time and distance between the two of you. Just going on to what I was picking up there. So I think you're also focusing on self-love as well. So as I said, so really just trying to heal out that shadow, really going inwards, really reflecting on those wounds that we need to be healed out. So I think that's just where you are at the moment. So let's just get a few cards here and just see, like I said, just your overall energy, just what's coming through. Get two more, one more, and then actually I think that'll be enough actually. Actually, there's quite a few here, so I think there's a lot going on, so bear with me here. So we'll just go through these. So we've got talking here, so we've got interested, communicating more, awaiting message, arrives, text, call, hovering. So I think this goes back to this clock card that we first pulled. So I think, as I was saying, there has been quite some time between you and this person on your mind actually conversing at all. I think that you are currently hovering at the moment. I think that you are waiting for that message to come in, given it has been a bit of time. I think that you might have some intuition that something is coming through to you, hence the fact you are starting to hover. I'm just getting this image of you just constantly picking up your phone, putting it down, picking up your phone, putting it down. So I think that you are really anticipating something coming through. Like I said, either that's because of purely just because of the time that it's taken, or you've actually had intuition very recently about something coming through to you. So we've got girl with the snake, empath, narcissist paradigm. So a couple of things for this. This really is my fake empath card. So someone that you felt that you could trust, someone that really, brought you in close, that you really let down your walls for. You really feel betrayed by this person. So someone that you thought was really trustworthy, that you could really rely on, has really let you down. And I think that that's how you're thinking about this person. You may also have someone around you, just as a side note, you may have someone around you, um, as in, like a female energy around you at the moment, where this has happened. So potentially, this could also be something, I'm just seeing something to do with work as well. So something's happened, that there's some sort of a dynamic, a negative dynamic happening there at work. This could have also been something that's just come across your table as well. So maybe this is the truth that you've just found out, to do with a feminine energy. So, and maybe this was something, as I don't want to keep repeating myself, but maybe this was someone that you really thought that you could trust. Maybe this was a friendship that you really thought that you could trust, who's ultimately ends up really just breaking your trust here, and really letting you down. Also, I think that in this connection, you feel you did feel quite let down as well. That you thought that this was a person that you could trust, and then probably they got their running boots on, I would imagine. So I'm probably talking to the feminine here, although we'll confirm that. And then we've got mask, so confirming what I was just saying. So, not showing their true feelings, hiding, pretending, deluded, gaslighting. Like I said, I think that this was the masculine that, like I said, I think I'm channeling the feminine. That's immediately what I'm feeling, and that this was the masculine. So, that they really kept their mask on with you. That they were gaslighting you, that they weren't showing really truly how they felt. And even now, you probably feel like that, especially because there has been so much time between the two of you. You probably feel that this person has still got their mask on as well. So if this is how you're feeling about the connection, I feel like I'm being called to do a you versus them. So this is very much how you are currently seeing this situation, currently seeing this relationship. And so I will do and so I'll break down into the masculine as well. But I think that you're definitely feeling that this person has still got their mask on with you. This person that really let you down. But at the same time, you're still hovering, which means that there's still a lot of emotion here for this person. If you are hovering, and if you're anticipating a call, or you're waiting for a call to come through. But yes, but this was someone, that you really felt was wearing a mask with you. All right, so we've got Grim Reaper. So the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. So a couple of things I'm getting with this. I think that you potentially think that this relationship is over. I think that might have been crossing your mind simply because of the time that this has taken. Like I've said a couple of times, I think that there has been quite a bit of time here between communications, which is leading you to hover. But I think it's also leading to you feeling like this relationship might be finished. Also, no second chances. So when you guys went into separation, when your divine and yourself separated, when the divine came in and put that separation between the two of you, I think that was probably quite a getting really the five of wands energy. So I think there was just a lot of conflict there. I think this might have been a really painful breakup for you. And potentially your masculine even said to you, look, there are no second chances. We're not going back. This is done. It's over. But I have a feeling, I'll be interested to see what these other cards come out as. But I think that this masculine, like I said, I think you are still sensing that they're around you. I think you've been having intuition about this person. I think that even though you haven't seen them physically, I think that energetically, you're probably very much still in each other's energy. I think you can really feel this person around you at the moment. We've got lightning. So sudden change, shocking news, surprise, empath. And that's come, not empath, empathy, upheaval, transformation. This has come up under talking, right? Under that conversing more card. So I think this is confirming what I was picking up on. So I think you're very much thinking that there's about to be a message come through. I think that you are anticipating that this masculine is going to reach out. I don't think this has come through to your table yet. I think that this is just something that you can intuitively feel, which is why you are hovering at the moment. So you're really expecting this message to come through. And we've got boat, so receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Yeah, so I think we're confirming here. I think that you do think that potentially this relationship has finished. I'm getting that real sense, and also I'm getting real sadness about that as well. So I will definitely tap in further to this for you and trying to get some clarity for you. But I do think that, yes, that you are real Six of Swords energy. So really trying to move on from those rough seas, move on from that conflict, move on to, to better things. Like I said, I'm just getting a real sense of pain, a lot of conflict when you guys separated. And the fact that it has been so long since you guys have actually had contact with each other. I just think that you're kind of thinking to yourself, you know what? Maybe I just need to just move on. Is the sense that I'm getting here. But like I said, I still think that you have a sense that this masculine is around you still, which we've got a photograph, and then we've got engagement ring as well. Very interesting. So we've got photograph, which has come up under the mask. So yes, I think that you think that this person is hiding your true feelings, but you are still reminiscing about all of this. So you're looking back at the past. Everything's under review at the moment, I think. So you're currently looking back at your relationship, looking back at old memories, photos. Probably you've got videos there of this person as well, potentially. Just at times when the two of you were really happy, when you guys were first brought into union. Like I said, though, I feel quite heavy with this. We've also got an engagement ring as well. So Grim Reaper, that's come straight up under. The engagement ring has come up straight under the Grim Reaper. So I think that this is potentially you were engaged to this person. Or that this is something you definitely envisioned, right? I think that this is something that you certainly wanted with this person. It's not maybe necessarily an engagement, but definitely a commitment, a serious commitment here is what you wanted from this person, which I think is what you're reminiscing about. I also think that words were definitely spoken here between the two of you. So this may have actually been promised to you, and then quite quickly that was then taken away again. Is the other message that I'm getting with this. But like I said, I definitely think that you feel that given the time that's been here, that this relationship really might be over. All right, so with that, let's actually break this down. Let's get into it. So I might get I'm gonna get the tarot for this. Just going to really just tap into this energy just to see what we're doing. So let's go. So I might just get this. This is one of the original tarot decks. I ever got this one. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not. Or maybe also too reminiscing, going back in time as well. But yeah, we will get this one. So let's just see what is really what the divine wants you to know about this connection, what's around you. What was the connection that we're dealing with here? let's do this. All right, immediately I've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse here. I will take it. Like I said, I haven't finished splitting the deck, but clearly I'm supposed to take that card. All right, so I've just split the deck here on these two cards. So I just want to deal with these just as an overalling energy we've got here. So we've got the 10 of Wands in the upright, and we've also got the 7 of Pentacles also in the upright. So 10 of Wands is exactly how it looks. It looks like you're feeling quite burdened by this connection, that there's been a lot of hurt here, which is what I was picking up in your first deck. I think for both you and for your masculine, I think that this was the case. But I just think that you just feel quite burdened by this, quite heavy. I think you're really just carrying this around with you at the moment. Also, if you think that this is potentially over as well, then there's no wonder that you're actually in that 10 of Wands energy. This is also a real action card as well. So it's a real fire card. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, or you could be a fire sign as well. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. I was actually getting a real Sagittarius feel, but it could be really any of the fire signs. But you could be a fire sign. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Also, the number 10 might also be significant as well. You could be seeing a lot of 10s at the moment. 10s is all around the closing of cycles, which kind of then leads then to the fact that you might be thinking that this is over. We've then got the 7 of Pentacles as well. So the 7 of Pentacles is all about laying foundations, putting down, sowing those seeds, really waiting for those manifestations to come in. It's a real working card. So it's really, just starting to really, as I say, just plant those seeds. I think that this is what you really wanted to happen in this connection, as you were really trying to plant seeds with this person, really trying to bring about manifestations as well. So it's a real card of manifestation, this card. And I think that you have been waiting probably for a little while for this to happen, to actually move on to your 8 of Pentacles. I think that you've been really waiting for a little while for this person to come through. You can just see, this person here just really waiting. I just feel like you've been really waiting for this message or this contact to come through from this masculine for quite a long time, which is no wonder that you're feeling this real 10 of Wands energy. All right. Just for your top row. Let's get a couple more. That's way too many, but I will take the King of Wands. All right, so there we go. So that's the top row there. All right, so we've got Page of Pentacles in the reverse, also the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I just might move these up a little bit. And then we've got the 10 of Wands in the upright, Page of Wands in the upright, and then Temperance in the reverse. So really confirming again what I was picking up in that first deck. So the Page of Pentacles in reverse is all around missed opportunities. So I think that you feel that this was definitely a missed opportunity between the two of you, and probably your masculine does as well. I'm just getting the sense that both of you feel like, this really could have been something really special between the two of you, and it really possibly still could be. If you are in separation with this person, it has been some time, and there's a really good reason for that. The masculine and the feminine need to be separated in order for that healing journey to happen, especially if you're identifying with either a twin flame or a divine counterpart connection. You know, when you guys first meet, you're brought into, you know, into that union, and it happens so quickly. It happens, you know, so out of the blue. It's very serendipitous how the two of you will meet. Typically, you're not supposed to be ever actually supposed to meet each other, but you'll just happen to be at the same place at the same time. And you know, it's a really igniting um, connection. You know, you really will light each other up in every way that you can think. But then just as quickly as you're brought together, you are then separated again, because you need to go on your separate healing journeys. And both of you then need to go through your own karmic connections and heal out your own karmic cycles before you can then be brought back into union again. So if you have been kept in separation from this person for quite a while, then there really is a reason to it, and you're going to be being protected by your spirit team, by your divine, you know, your angels, whoever you pray to up there, will be really protecting you through this. There really will be a reason as to why you're separated, despite the time, and ultimately, when you're in a position where the both of you can be brought back into union again, then you will be. But it does. It takes a while. This journey is not a quick journey. You know, there are some serious wounds there that the both of you need to heal out. And so, you know, it takes time, especially for the masculine as well, because typically the masculine is a fair bit, um, you know, the feminine, what am I trying to say? The feminine is typically a lot further along in the journey than what the masculine is. The masculine will eventually catch up, but it takes time. So yeah, I just think that you're both seeing this is a lost opportunity, that, you know, that this could have been something special, but it's you know, that it's now out of both of your lives. I really get the sense it's causing both of you quite a bit of pain here. We've also then got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's would have been a blocker for you guys. So just the inability of your masculine to be able to offer you any kind of commitment, any kind of stability, that would have been, you know, really what separated the two of you, is the masculine's inability at that time to be able to offer you really what you need. Which I know is sad and frustrating, but like I said, you have both been, you know, brought on this journey for a reason. You will be also separated then for very good reasons as well. And when the timing's right, you will ultimately be brought back into alignment again. Surrendering to that timeline, though, is part of the journey. I do have to say that as well. So having faith in your journey, having faith in the divine, just really releasing control over your timeline as well is all part of the journey. And I feel that that's sort of where you're stuck at the moment, is really the time factor. That's what I'm getting at the moment. It's really that time. It's really frustrating you. I would say though that you need to be looking at the reasons as to why that's frustrating you so much. You know, you've clearly got the longing veil on, which is what happens with the divine feminine, is you will be allocated the longing veil, and that's, you know, typically to do with the type of trauma that you need to heal out. You know, that real need for validation from external sources. You know, the ability to find strength within yourself and not having to be looking outside of yourself to find strength. That is something, you know, that you need to be healing out. And so if you are getting really frustrated with this journey, and, you know, you don't understand why the masculine is taking so long to come through to you, then I think you really need to start to look inwards and really look at the reasons as to why it's frustrating you so much. I feel like this is a layer that you need to get through. All right, so that brings us then into the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is actually a really beautiful energy, and I think that this is how you originally saw this person, was the King of Wands. But I think that he actually very quickly then then showed you that he was a Page of Wands. That's what I'm getting with the King and the Page. I think that this person really pursued you. The feminine, I think he came along very strong. I think that he presented himself as very confident, which is once again why. So the fire sign has come up again, which is why I think the masculine, you may be dealing with a masculine fire sign. So, like I said, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Um, but I think he just came very strong, very, you know, really pursued you, made you feel really amazing. Like the King of Wands is also a very charming king as well. But then very quickly, I think you found out that he was the Page of Wands. So I think, very quickly you found that he, it's quite an immature energy. I get the feeling as well that he might have been really quite inconsistent with you as well. Probably made you feel like maybe not so much of a priority. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm getting through. So yeah, I think he really came through as the King of Wands, but then very early on, then he was actually a Page of Wands. It's the feeling that I'm getting here. And then we've got Temperance, but then in the reverse. So Temperance is all around, balance, yin and the yang. Very much, internal balance as well as external balance as well. So external, balance with your pentacle path. Balance with the way you relate to others. Just real balance in your life is the Temperance card. And if that's in reverse, I think that this really that you felt really out of balance with this person, which is to be expected too, right? So when the two of you meet each other, when the two twin flames meet each other, then you meet each other at such a broken time in your lives. It's when there's so much karmic energy happening with the two of you when you meet. There's just you're really quite two broken individuals, but that's the point of this journey, is to then you meet each other, you're drawn together like magnets, like puzzle pieces. You then highlight all of the trauma in each other that you both need to heal out, and then, like I've explained earlier, you then get very quickly separated. So yes, there was imbalance within this relationship, but also I think just imbalance in general for the both of you. Like I said, you're both very broken when you meet each other. All right, let's get some cards to confirm this. So Page of Pentacles, so I've got the Moon in reverse. Well, we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. Just moving these up a little bit. So we've got King of Pentacles in the upright. The Knight of Wands in reverse. And then lastly, we've got Temperance then. Under the Temperance, we've then got the Seven of... It's funny that this has come out again, but then in the reverse, the Seven of Pentacles. Yep, so the Moon is very much around intuition. She's my intuition card. She's also the Divine Feminine card as well. But the Moon is very much around, trying to see through and trying to use your intuition, your third eye, to see through those really difficult times. So there could be really trying to see through the shadows is the Moon card, which I think is what you have been trying to do. So I think that this was, you're seeing this as a missed opportunity. You're both seeing this as a missed opportunity, but you're still trying to, use your intuition when it comes to this situation. Like I said, I think, and especially coming through on those first cards, that although, the energy is quite a heavy energy that I'm getting from these, but I still think that you think that this person is your divine person, and I think that you're still trying to use your intuition, your third eye, to then see through this connection. You know, I think that you're still trying to see the positives in this connection. When we've got the Queen of Pentacles, as I said, so this person was not able to offer you, you know, the level of commitment that you needed, you know, and then we've got the Queen of Cups also in reverse, so confirming that. So Queen of Cups in reverse is also quite an emotional immaturity. So in the upright, the Queen of Cups is very compassionate. She really, when it comes to emotion, she is really the master of her emotion, really. So she really understands, you know, her past and how to be dealing with others. It's a really beautiful emotional energy. In the reverse, though, then it's very much the opposite to that. So this could also be the energy that you were dealing with as well. So, you know, a fear of abandonment, a real lack of emotional insight. You know, it's a lot of emotional immaturity in the reverse. And so interesting that would then come out as the Queen of Pentacles. So this masculine at the time when you guys were together really was just unable to provide you either, he wasn't able to provide you commitment or any kind of emotional stability either. He was probably also quite a jealous person. This could be quite a jealous energy as well. Yeah, just a really emotionally not standing in his King of Cups, for example. Yes, and then we've got the King of Wands, and then we've got the King of Pentacles underneath. So I think that this person, like I said, when you first met this person, this is definitely how he presented. Is he, you know, as the King of Pentacles, King of Wands? I think that he really appeared like he had his stuff together, which is also part of his shadow as well. So, you know, I'm getting the real sense of ego here as well. Like I said, I also want to point out that you're not sure if this is still his energy or not. I think I'm very much reading old energy here. I don't think it is that you have seen this person for quite some time, so I don't think you've been able to confirm if this is the case or not. But yes, but this person was, you know, he showed himself then to be this Page of Wands and also this Knight of Wands in reverse as well. So the Knight of Wands is, I'll be honest, he's my player card is what he is. So, you know, he charges through. He's really quite, you know, emotional. He's, you know, there's a lot of wands out there. Let's just say that. So he's really, you know, my Knight of Wands is my player card, and the fact that it's then come up through in, you know, in the reverse, you know, is confirming that he, you know, the immaturity. I think that he probably made you feel like a third party, or you have, you know, or you have knowledge that he was a third party. Like I said, I think he came in presenting like a King of Wands and a King of Pentacles, but you very quickly realize that he was in fact a Page of Wands and a Knight of Wands. Once again, there's just a lot of fire energy here. You could also be a fire sign as well. Yeah, and then leading then to, you know, to this imbalance, you know, this Seven of Pentacles, but in the reverse. So it came in the upright when I first split that card, but now it's in, you know, it's in the reverse here. So there really has been a lot of blockages. I think that you do want to move on to commitment. I think you ultimately, like I said, you still see this person as your divine counterpart, but there's just been a lot of blockers here. You did try to lay down roots with this person, or you would indeed like to, but it just hasn't happened. It's just, yeah, it's just been a lot of blockage here. And I think this is really what's leading to frustration. I'm like, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I'm getting this real sense of frustration about this whole situation, which is, you know, your energy at the moment, just confirming everything that we were saying here in that first deck. All right, so like I said, pretty heavy. I'm just going to ring that out because I want to now tap into your masculine. So that's how you feel about everything. That's how you're seeing it. That's how that masculine presented when you first saw him. But let's actually break it down and see really what's going on. All right, so I feel like I need to see pictures. I need to see pictures for this masculine. So I'm gonna get the broken mirror. This is also a twin flame card deck as well. So I want to just get into this. I feel like a picture. So maybe this masculine might be a very visual person. I'm just hearing that straight away. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. Also, pictures as well. I'm probably picking up on the pictures that you've been looking at of this person. Probably as well, he might be looking at pictures, but let's break this down. Straight away, I've got cards flying out at me. But look, hiding their true feelings, deep emotions, secretly in love, cold and detached. Very interesting that would come out straight away for this masculine. But let's just keep going here. All right, I'm being told to split the deck, but not. Oh, it's interesting. So we've got toxic people, an unknown caller. So stalking, hanging up, unknown numbers. You got the lightning to start with, that you were anticipating a phone call from this person, you're hovering. Maybe he has already reached out. Maybe he has come through on a unknown number. Maybe you've had something pop up on your phone. I just saw that. I just saw you there with your phone with this private number coming through. So maybe that's happened. Or maybe he is stalking as well. So that came to you in your deck, that you have this sense that this masculine is in your energy at the moment, that he is potentially stalking you. This also could be energetically as well. That might not be physically, but energetically stalking you. And then we have toxic people here. So I think that you are aware that there's still some toxicity happening over in his world. Wrong crowd that he's part of. I think this was very part of the connection when you guys were together. But let's break this down. Let's have a look. Let's actually split the deck properly. What is happening with this masculine? Oh, wow. I think this masculine's really going through it. Couple more, please, Spirit. What's happening with this masculine? All right, so your intuition about all of this might actually be true. I think, look at that. All right. So straight away we get that he's hiding true feelings, deep emotions, cold and detached. This was, what you've been, feeling. This also came out in your first role as well. So this was around hiding their true feelings, wearing that mask with you. I think that they're still dealing with their shadow. I think they're very heavy into shadow work at the moment. I think there's a lot going on over in your masculine's world. And they are hiding their true feelings from you. They are still wearing their mask. But underneath all of that, then they still have very deep emotions for you. Even though they're coming across quite cold and detached, they, underneath it, have a lot of love for you, is what I'm getting. I just get this overall sense of real sadness with this masculine, though. And this, comes to Inferno. I think he has got an Inferno going over there. He's going to a real tower at the moment. A real, I'm just getting such a heavy feeling. But there's a lot. There's chaos, job loss, everything crumbling. This also could be why he's stalking you as well. You're probably quite telepathically connected with your masculine, especially if you identify with that twin flame dynamic, or that divine counterpart as well. If you really resonate with that, then you probably really are telepathically connected to this person. So I think you can feel it. And I do think that you feel like he is about to reach out to you. But he is, like, he's really going through a lot of messiness in his life at the moment. Like I said, I really do feel like really feel for this masculine. So everything's crumbling around him. It's also could be the pain that he feels for you as well. I just think that there's a lot happening in this masculine's life, because immediately they brings in to make it rain. So I think that this tower is going to be around his abundant path. He's trying to manifest through abundance, but I just don't know if that's happening or not. Um, it does say unexpected money, promotion, entrepreneur, but I'm not getting that. I'm really getting. I just think there's a lot of financial messiness happening with him. He does say legal matters here as well, so potentially he does have legal matters going on around him at the moment. Maybe he's really trying to manifest something in, that's positive. I don't feel like that there's been an outcome reached. I think he's waiting for an outcome to happen for that. I feel like that will really resonate with a few of you. If this is your reading, I think that is really going to resonate you just around legal issues. I think either you know about this, when you guys were together, that this could be an issue, or you've had intuition around it, or you might have even heard down the grapevine from a friend, from like a mutual friend or something, that he's got legal messiness around him at the moment. But here we go, soul contract. He still believes that that you're his soulmate. Really, and that this is a soul contract that the two of you have. If he believes in soul contract, then he's probably going to be, at least awakened to the journey, to the divine journey. If he does still see you as a soulmate, partnership, spiritual union, I feel like he is seeing what is going on here though with you, and then also this messiness that he's got going on in his life as part of his soul contract, which means that he understands and recognizes that messiness that is around him. And that also then brings me back when I just split the card about the wrong crowd. I think that is really confirming these cards, is that there's just a lot of negative karmic energy around him at the moment. But that he sees that as part of his soul contract. It's part of his shadow that he's been, in this lifetime, that he needs to heal out. I think that he is very much aware of it. I just don't know if he can see a way out of it at the moment. I think I can just really just feel that he's very stuck in whatever's going on in his life. And look, here we've got sick and tired, so cycles over it, decisions made. Confirming what I was just saying, just around soul contracts. So I think that he just has a lot of real negative, real heavy karmic energy around him at the moment. I think he's currently going through a cycle, and he's just tired. He's over it, but I also think for the right collective, like, this about him, that in his healing journey, he's had a lot to heal out. I'm just getting the message through that and you would know this about this masculine. If this is your reading, you'll know this about this masculine. This masculine has had a really, as definitely as a child, he really went through it. And he's had a real avoidance veil to then deal with now that he's an adult. I'm just getting the feeling that avoidance was the only coping mechanism that he had as a child, and that he's now brought that through into his adult life. And whatever is happening back over here, he's really being forced to look at that, and to look at the reasons why he is avoiding. And it's not just you that he'd avoid in his life. I mean, this would be a whole lot of things. It'll be, things as friends, family, business. It'll be a whole lot of things that he just avoids. He probably numbs a lot of things out. I'll see what other cards come through. But if you've got a real avoidant, he probably numbs everything out as well. So, addictions could also be an issue here. But let's see. Oh, gosh. Look at that. Just what I said, tower moment. They've all just come out. This masculine is really going through it. Obviously, that's way too many, but tower moment. You know, wow. Wow. I will just say this is a side note as well. I have been having difficulty actually channeling this message today. This is my second attempt at sitting down today to actually read this energy. So I do, like I said, I think that it's, you know, and I think it comes down to this masculine as well. So he's very, you know, feeling very detached, very, you know, hiding his true feelings. I'm not sure if, you know, he really wants you to know this. I think that he wants you to think that he is that King of Wands and that King of Pentacles. You know, I think that he wants you to think that. I just get this feeling like he's could also be quite a materialistic person as well. All part of his shadow, though. All part of his shadow that he needs to work through. All right, so hiding true feelings. Oh, see, so determined, persistent, still holding on, flowers, gifts. Oh, this poor masculine. So he is hiding his true feelings, and his true feelings are that he still sees commitment with you. You know, he's persistent, holding on. You know, you've got the 2 wedding rings there. You may, coming back to one of your cards as well, you may have been married to this person, or you may have at least been engaged, or this is something that you guys spoke about. Like I said in that very first roll, I think this might have been something that was promised to you, but then it was very quickly removed, which I think there's really caused you a lot of heartache here. But he's still holding on to that. You know, he hasn't forgotten that. If that was spoken about, he still hasn't forgotten it. There's just a lot of messiness. And so we've got intimacy, some passion coming into you, and chemistry missing you. So I believe that, you know, this is still just confirming those cards. So he still very much thinks about, you know, the 2 of you. It's causing an internal inferno with him. So this inferno is not just about, you know, job loss, but it's everything is crumbling around him, including, you know, that connection with you, which he's, you know, clearly he still is thinking about you a lot, you know, missing you. The fact that there is this separation between the 2 of you, I think, is really playing on his mind. I just don't know if he feels that he's in a position to come through to you yet. All right, under Make It Rain, we've got, well, isn't that interesting? So we've got guilt, apology, I'll say that word, remorseful, and ashamed. I was picking up around legal matters here, so I'm going to stick with that because we've got guilt here, right? He's feeling very remorseful and very ashamed about this. So whatever is going on, like I said, for the right collective, you will have an understanding of what this is, and this will be to do with those negative influences around him in his life. He's feeling really ashamed about it, which is why, you know, this internal inferno that he's got, you know, everything's crumbling around him, you know, legal matters, and now he's just feeling very guilty. Also, I think he feels quite guilty with how he's treated you as well. I think that's definitely, he's reflecting on that. So soul contract. All right, so we've got distractions here. So temptation, always busy, kept you waiting. This comes back to what I was saying around the soul contract. So I think that he does have a lot of messiness. I think he understands that that this is part of his soul contract, that he needs to heal out these karmics, these distractions that are in his life. I just have to be a bit careful with that card. Actually, I don't want to get in trouble here. But always busy, kept you waiting. You know, these karmics, you know, these third party interferences that you guys had in your relationship. I don't know if you ever felt like a priority with this person. But yeah, but he sees this as part of his soul contract. You know, these karmics. Yeah, that's very interesting. All right, so sick and tired. I'll get a. There we are. And so immature, playing the victim, childish. This comes back to the tarot that those cards in the tarot that I picked up. So specifically that word immature. I think he's really over what's happened here, you know, those continuous cycles. I think he understands, you know, the immaturity of how he's been looking at things, you know, argumentative, playing the victim. I think he would have memories of all of this, you know, when you guys were in union, before you were separated. But yeah, I think he's just really going through it, this masculine. So I just want to just get a few cards here. Just wondering which deck I use here. I might get those little black cards again because I really want to see what's going on with this masculine, what the next steps are going to be for you guys. So I'll get back those little black cards again. The masculine here. I'm then going to get some animal cards because I think that you need to have some guidance here. I'll be honest though, I think that if your masculine is going through this, I think that it could be, I think he wants to come through to you, but if he does, I don't know if that's an energy that you're really going to be able to have around you, to be honest. I think that he's got a lot going on. There's a lot of karmic energy there. And I think that you need to be remembering the healing journey that you've been on. And I think you really need to be honoring that and really trying to use discernment as to whether you should be coming into union again with this masculine. All right, masculine's next steps. What are masculine's next steps? I feel like you need just one more here. That one, okay. What have we got? So we've got boat, photograph, the butterfly. Well, that's a nice card. So I was feeling a little bit just really heavy energy with that masculine. So let's snake, Grim Reaper, and then heart with a key. So immediately this is confirming what we were talking about. So he is reminiscing about you as well. So you guys are mirroring each other here. So, you know, and then with heart with the key as well, you know, you so much hold the key to this masculine's heart. I'm just not sure if he's in a position at the moment where he's able to come through to you. Even if he does reach out to you, even if, you know, you get that lightning strike, you get that new, you know, that message, because that's really my message card, a message out of nowhere. Even if he does come through to you, like I said, I don't know if he's in a position where union is right. I think you're really going to have to use your intuition with it. But you still, you know, your heart, you still hold the key to his heart, right? So he's still thinking about this very much. So the one, you know, he thinks of you as part of his soul contract, but he is trying to move on from all of this messiness in his life, like that real Six of Swords energy, you know, that boat across the water. You know, he's really trying to close out those cycles. Also confirmed here with that butterfly card as well. So, you know, he's really also trying to go through that evolution. You guys are mirroring each other in that regard. You are, you both have, that butterfly energy about you, really trying to heal that inner child growth, which means he is activated to the journey. And also that's confirmed with those other cards that came through as well. So he's activated. Um, but then you've got the snake here. So competitive, looking over your shoulder, also the other woman. I don't know if there are other women here, but definitely snake energy. He's got a lot of karmic energy around him at the moment. It's just a lot going on. Like I said, he's going through a tower. And then Grim Reaper. He's really trying to close out these old cycles. I get that feeling here, which is what, Grim Reaper, that death card, is about. But once again, you both got this card, so no second chances. I think that he is very aware that this is something that he probably said to you. Like, there are no second chances. Like, we're done. Maybe you said this to him. Actually, that just came through as maybe you said this to him. Maybe you were just so over it, you just said, nope, that's it. Like, I'm done. I'm finished. But like I said, still heart with the key, still reminiscing about you. I don't have any cards here about coming forward though. Like, I don't have any like a coffee cup or anything like that, which makes me think that this masculine, there's just a lot going on in his life at the moment. I don't know if he is in a state to come through to you. So let's get a couple more. I do want to get a couple more here. But even as I keep, for me to keep repeating myself, but if he does come through to you, even if he does, he's just really an energy that is honoring you at the moment. A couple more. They're being very particular here. I just want two more, please. So interesting. So he's got the mask card as well, and the girl with the snake. Yeah, look at it. You guys have got the same cards coming through. So, we've got, that girl with the snake, that fake empath around him at the moment. It's a lot of karmic energy. He's still wearing the mask. It's come through again. He's still not showing his true feelings. So it's really wounded masculine energy at the moment. Yeah, like I said, I don't have any cards here about, coffee cup or anything along those lines. So I definitely get the feeling he wants to reach out. He really definitely wants to. That's with, you still hold the key to his heart. He definitely wants to. It's just whether he's actually in a position where he can is an entirely different question. And even if he did, would you even really want him to be reaching out to you in that state? I think that those are questions that you need to sit with if he does reach out. I think that you need to just sit and really take your time with this. All right, so I'm gonna get some message cards as well from your masculine. I feel like you need to get those. I was going to get some animal cards, so I might still get some animal cards. I feel like you just need some advice here from your team as to what you need to do and focus on. But let's get some message cards from your masculine. There's also going to be numbers here, which you've probably seen a lot of as well. To have a fair few cards. All right, that's enough. Okay. All right, there's quite a few here, so let's dive into it. So we've got ego, strength. This is what I was picking up. So I think he really came through to you or wants you to think of him in that real King of Wands energy, but I think it's ego at the moment that he's really battling with. You can also be seeing the number 8 at the moment as well. The number 9, please give me time. I've never felt this way before. So I think this is confirming what we were saying is he still needs time here in this connection. I don't get the feeling like it's the right time yet for him to be coming through. 89 could be a significant number here, or 98. I'm also seeing the number 68 as well. And then here you already know. So I'm getting a couple of things for this. I think that you know, I think you've got intuition about the messiness that's happening in his life and the reasons why he's been delayed in coming through to you. I know that the delay is causing you angst, but like I said, I'm not. I think you need to ask yourself if even if he did come through to you now, is this really the energy that you need around you? What do you want? The number 4 as well. You could be seeing the number 4 a lot. 444. I don't know if he knows fully what he wants, let alone what do you want. I think he's still trying to figure all of this out. So what does he actually want from life? I think this is part of that tower that he's going through at the moment. I can't actually show this card, I don't think, but confirming, what we were saying before is there's clearly insane chemistry around you guys, or with you guys, clearly insane chemistry, which is just confirmed there. When he reaches out as well, or if he does reach out, there could also be the kind of text message that you get as well. Once again, I would just be saying to you, is that really honoring you and honoring your journey? I think we should see other people. I think that this was the words that were spoken when you guys went into separation. Like I said, I don't think that you ever felt like a priority in this person's life. And I think it really led to you guys separating. I think this is one of the key reasons. And I have a feeling this was actually said to you during separation. The number 2, I still don't have all the answers, which is confirming what we've been talking about. I still don't think that he knows. So what do you want? What does he want out of life? What's happening on his journey? So the number 2 as well, could be seeing a lot of 2s. 2 and 8 also adds to 10, so closing out a cycle, which is what he's trying to do through his tower moments. But yeah, I think he's really working on shadow at the moment. I think he's really working on his shadow. The number 15, so I want to get you drunk. Whenever I see this card, I do think of addictions, which is something that that I was picking up with, is that there could have been addictions between the two of you. This could have been something that also led to your separation, is like around, it could have been, issues around alcohol as well. Maybe that could have, really played a part in this. There could have also just been addictions in general. So we've got 1515 as well, 1515, 1155. You could also be seeing those numbers. And then we've got you already know, and then words do hurt. I think once again, he's reflecting on your separation, which is what we talked about. So he's heavily he's heavily reminiscing at the moment, and the words that were said between the two of you. And I think the fact that, if one of you did say to each other, I think we should start to see other people, I think that that's caused, hurt here, either for you or for your masculine. Have I lost everything? I think that this is very much, his mood at the moment. Has he lost everything? Has he lost you? All the towers and the karmic messiness that's happening in his life at the moment. Has he lost everything? I think that's something he's really thinking about. Funny that would come up straight under that card. So I have so much desire for you. I think we very much know where this masculine's head's at when it comes to you. You still hold the key to his heart. You know, he's very much thinking about this, you know, and about that connection, that chemistry that you guys have. You know, I do have so much desire for you. And then we've got, so straight under, I think, you know, I think we should start to see other people. I've got, I think we should slow down. This is definitely what you guys spoke about when you separated. Like I said, either you said this to him or he said this to you, or maybe this was a mutual agreement, but you guys were like, no, like that's it, like it's done. So 7 and 3, that's 10 again. So we've got 8 and 2, 3 and 7, so 10, 10. I definitely think that you guys are both closing out cycles here. We've got the I'm sorry card. I bet he is feeling very sorry for himself and also sorry for the words and the hurt that's been caused here. And then he says, I meant what I said. I think this is going to be in relation to that commitment that was spoken about. I really do think that there was commitment between the two of you spoken, which, you know, is to do with those wedding rings that we were there to start with, whether it was actually marriage or whether you guys are married, or if this was a promise of it, a promise of engagement, you know, a promise of moving in together. You know, despite all of this, you know, messiness that was spoken, you know, this heartache that was caused, you know, he's sorry, and you know, he still meant what he said when it comes to, you know, commitment, stability, all of that. Like I said, I know he definitely wants to come through to you with these things, but it's just, I just don't know if he's really capable of that at the moment. There's a lot of karmic energy going on in his world. All right, so then next steps for you is, where do you go from here? So while your masculine is really focusing on healing out shadows, on karmic cycles, karmic relationships that are going on in his world at the moment, what do you need to focus on? So that's really why I wanted to get these animal cards for you. It's actually a really beautiful deck, these animal cards. I don't get called to them all that often, but I feel like you need some guidance here as to what to do. Just while you're waiting for your masculine to go through, you know, this period, really. I might just ring out that masculine energy, actually. Just ring that out. And what does this beautiful collective need to know? What's the advice? Advice from your angels or whoever you pray to. What's the advice? Right, that's way too many, but I will take that one. That's protection. Like two more, please. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So we've got protection. We've got inventor. Good luck. That's actually it's a beautiful. Love the lady beetle. All around. You might also be seeing a lot of lady beetles as well. This might be one of your spirit symbols. One of your signs. Got mastery. We've got mystic as well. So protect us. I'll hold this up to the camera so you can actually see this and you can read it. Hopefully you can see that properly, but you've got protection. So the sea turtle. So you are a master of finding life's flow. You be in harmony with the rhythm and your path, and your path will unfold. Preserve, persevere, and you will succeed. You have everything you need to be protected and happy. So very much, you know, just a message to say that, you know, that you need to be really focusing on yourself at the moment. Really focus on that flow, you know, just like the turtle does, and that current. You know, I think you might have actually found the current of your life now. You know, you found that life path, and I think that that's really what you need to be focusing on at the moment. So just persevering, and you will succeed. That's what you're being told. You really just persevere with that. Also protection as well. So I feel that you are being quite protective, quite divinely protected by your team at the moment. You can probably really feel your team around you, which is also why you will be in separation. If there's all of all of that messiness that's come up with your masculine, you really don't need to be a part of that, right? So you will be divinely protected at the moment. You've got your own issues and your own path and healing to be going on, and your own mission work. So really just focusing on yourself at the moment is what I'm getting. All right, so we've got the inventor. So decide on what you really want. You have the intelligent, start this again. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So really, again, just being that raccoon. I also see this as quite an intuitive card as well. So really, almost like the moon. Really lighting the way. Your intuition. Really leading you through those darker times. So really just focus on your third eye at the moment, and really just what you want. So very much still healing out your shadow, understanding what you really want, what your mission is here in this world, is what I'm getting through. And then we've got good luck. Like I said, I really love the ladybugs. This may be a sign, the ladybug, but you are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy and free now. Feel good about being a loving and color. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. Yeah, I really feel like luck is on your side at the moment as well. I'm just getting that message through. Um, and also just let go, allow divine intervention happen. Allow the divine to do what has to be done, both in your life and in your masculines as well. We've got mastery. So you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. So very much around your mission work here. So I think you need to understand, and that's what we're called to as divine feminines. In particular, is what is your mission work? What are you being called to do in this world, to really give back to this world? What's that little thumbprint that you're about to leave in this world, for the good, for the better? And I think that's what you really need to start to focus on as well. So really getting mastery of that. So this is real, that Eight of Pentacles energy. Also, an eagles as well. That might be quite an important symbol to you, eagles. It's also quite a protective energy as well. And then lastly, we've got mystic. So know that challenges make you stronger. You have faith when you face adversity. So very much talking about, what's happening with your masculine at the moment. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. So once again, right, I think you are really magical yourself. I think you were really called, into your mission work. You've either, I don't know if this collective, if you've actually started on your mission work yet. I think you might be definitely along on your healing journey for sure. I don't know if you've actually found what your mission work is. Typically, a lot of feminines will go into some sort of a healing, a spiritual healing. I want to hear the word vocation. I've never really said that word before, but that might resonate with you. But a lot of, divine feminines, we become healers of some sort, readers, psychic, spiritual, just really healing in a spiritual way. So that might be something that's really resonating with you. And I would just be encouraging you, just hearing through from spirit, just really encouraging you to follow that. If that's where your intuition is going, then really follow that and focus on it. Because that's really ultimately what the focus should be. Your focus should not be on the masculine and the messiness and the karmics and everything that's going on in your masculine's life. It's really for the divine, to be worrying about. And it's all happening for a reason. You know, it's all so that your masculine can also break free of the shackles. He can break free of his shadow. So it's all happening for a reason. And it all also comes back to the card that we pulled for him. You know, it comes back to soul contract. So I'm just really getting the sense that you just need to let go of what's happening in your masculine world, and just really focus on yourself right now, and really focus on your mission work. Really focus on that. All right. Well, look, I will leave it there. I think that is the end of the reading. Some really quite heavy energy there. I do sympathize with you. Um, but you've got this. I just get this overall sense like you've got it. It's a really frustrating time at the moment, but you know, it's a layer that you're going to have to get through. So I hope that that has provided some guidance, some confirmation for this beautiful collective. Thank you so much for, you know, allowing me to read that energy. I would say too, I have said this in the last couple of my readings as well, as I am brand new to YouTube. So if you could like and subscribe to this channel, it would really help. Not just me, but it also, because I'm such a brand new channel, it actually helps these messages reach the right people and actually get out to the, you know, to the people that need to hear it. So I would ask that you just support in that way as well. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next reading.